a propose thing. And then it was just kind of like for fun. I don't know. And what was I getting to? Sorry, I'm a little... Thanks. But anyway, so what happened was me and Alexzone were in Chicago. I stayed at his place. It was covered in dog shit. He had some random guy there who, like, I don't know, was going through it really bad. And then, like, he would accuse the guy of doing bad stuff. But the guy was just really, like, I don't know, like, slow. Like, he wasn't really into doing bad stuff. So, skip forward to the night that my ex Brendan proposed to me. That wasn't really like a real proposal, obviously. We'd known each other like a month, and like, I don't know, it was a weird relationship. But what happened was that very night, later on, Brendan came to me because I was like making beats in his kitchen or something. And Brendan told me that Alex had groped him. And quite literally, like, groped him. Like, groped his penis and made some sort of weird joke about it. And Brendan was obviously not interested in that, nor looking for that. And Brendan came to me very shook up and sad and like, yo, the person we're saying this just did some weird ass shit to me. And I don't know why, but me and Brendan decided to just let it go as he was drunk, because at the time he had a very bad a very bad drinking problem, to the point where, like, shaking in the morning if he didn't get his drink. And his morning routine was like going to get a Four Loko at 7-Eleven and some flip-flops. I'm talking about Alexzone. So, that made us incredibly uncomfortable, and that was like 4 days into us staying with Alex. And Brendan, for some reason, decided to be like, let's just stick it out. I might get a job here, and then we can kind of get out of the situation and find our way back home to California. And so, the rest of the time after that, Alex locked himself into his room and was like watching Desperate Housewives on Hulu or some shit. And there was like a formal, like, I did talk to Alex about it, and there was some sort of weird formal apology that like I didn't really accept. And I was just weirded out by the whole thing, because he already had this roommate named Jack that he like had been doing similar shit to, and like it was just kind of like, I don't know, some regular thing that occurred, I guess. And so me and Brendan accidentally let it go. Accidentally, because obviously that shit's not something you let go. That was a big mistake on me and Brendan's part. We definitely should have said more. We should have done more. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what he was thinking. We all just kind of like let it pass over and be like, well, this is just him being him, which that's not a way to be. So, yeah, we probably stayed a couple more days after that because we had to wait for Brendan to get a credit card. Me and Brendan were both dirt broke, and the only way we could get back to California is through a credit card. We eventually got passed for like some sort of PayPal credit card, and we were able to like pull the money out, I think through Walmart or like Family Dollar at the time. And I told Alex that my mom had issues and that we needed to just go back to my mom's, and like, I don't know, that part like really weirded me the fuck out, and I didn't know why he would do that, especially on the night that my fiance proposed to me. But obviously, like, he just does that. Like, that wasn't really like a thought in his head. His head was to like just grope a dick. And so for some fucking reason, I don't know why, me and Brendan eventually accepted it. And we said that this is how he is. He just sexually fucking assaults people on the regular because he's drunk. And we didn't really go further with it, also because he was managing me at the time, and I don't know, it was a little selfish of me, but I was thinking, like, well, if we let him get away with this, maybe I'll get some sort of opportunity and finally make it out of, like, living off of my mother's as a side checks, like, what little she would give me in order to live. And Brendan got a credit card. We eventually road tripped it all the way back to his family's in Utah, and I kind of cut off contact with Alex, and any contact I would have with Alex would be in a weird, jokey way that I was just trying to kind of forget that, like, he did something very violating to someone that meant a lot to me at the time. And Brendan kind of did the same thing, and I feel really bad because I really should have stood up for Brendan in that situation, but also I kind of chalked it up to him being an alcoholic, and I kind of chalked it up to him being like, this isn't the real him. When he is him, he's sober and he's respectful, and this isn't really necessarily like fucking, I don't know, him, but it was. It definitely was, especially after many times that me and Alexzone had conversations on the phone. He would describe very disgusting, sexually deviant things to me. That just made me incredibly uncomfortable, and eventually stopped having contact with him. We fell out for about a year or so, especially because, I mean, there was already weird stuff going on with the James Bischoff situation. Like, there was already... He literally groped my ex on the night that my ex proposed to me. Like, there was a lot of stuff that I felt a certain kind of way about. About 2 years later, Alex reached out to me claiming to be sober. But here's the weird part. Here's the fucking weird part. So, Boy Sim. Boy Sim is a producer that's very well known in the community. Not for great things. Not for great beats either. But Boy Sim was a part of a group called Palettes. Now, Palettes was very interested in signing me very early on into my career. And Palettes consisted of Donatachi, Crapface. There might have been a couple other producers, but they slipped my mind. I'm very sorry. And I did one song with Boy Sim, and he flipped it into this weird collaboration when it was supposed to be me over his beat or something. I'm not exactly sure what happened with that, but I don't really fuck with Boy Sim. Especially because I think as soon as we fell out, me and Boy Sim, I don't remember the exact reason why we fell out, but he just... Oh, I remember now. Boy Sim was selling merch with my lyrics on it. Now, regardless if it was his song, those lyrics were particularly being sold on t-shirts. And I didn't fuck with that because he could have made the song, like, Take Me, the fucking, what's it called? The title or whatever. Like, he could have made it anything other than my specific lyrics that I wrote there. And I felt a way about that, so I DM'd him, and it ended really badly. I did call him names, and then I blocked him. And it wasn't a very good relationship ending. Now, Jake Germain, Boy Sim, and Alexzone were all friends. Alexzone would reach out to anyone that I had worked with in order to try and get some sort of come up in the hyperpop game. Mind you, when I was 19 years old, Alex was at least 25, 26 years old. Don't quote me on that, but he was a lot older than me. And especially someone coming into the game, I somewhat looked up to him. He claimed to know Michael Lohan. He claimed to know all these people that, like, it just didn't make sense to me. Now, me and my ex ran off to Utah. The Boy Sim stuff happened. I'm trying to think of everything because it's so fucking much. Years later, when my things started getting traction, I think Yummy came out. And I started getting a little bit more attention. I don't know what it is about that song. I don't really care for that song. Yummy came out and started getting more attention. Alexzone reached back out to me and claimed that he and Boysim and Jake Jermaine were working on some sort of project. Now, Jake Jermaine, I don't really have much of an issue with. Jake Jermaine, I've produced a couple songs for. But I do find it really weird that those three would start hanging out, especially not really knowing each other. And if they did know each other beforehand, forgive me. I don't fucking know. But Jake Jermaine and Boy Sim were staying with Alexzone, which I also thought was weird because Alexzone is known to keep a roster of artists staying at his house just so he can get kind of relevant. I don't even know how to explain it. But he wants to be seen as some sort of fixture in the Chicago Boys Town scene. So he started hanging out with Boy Sim. Now, this is after me and Boy Sim already had an issue. So I called Alexzone, despite what he had already done to my ex-boyfriend, to my boyfriend, Brendan. And I said, why necessarily are you working with Boy Sim right now, despite the fact that Boy Sim doesn't really fuck with me? Boy Sim has dug deep into me before anyone else, before the subreddits, before any of this shit had dug into me. Boy Sim has dug into me, found music I made as a joke with my mother, and it started playing it at parties. And that made me take issue with Boy Sim because Boy Sim had known I was trying to quit at this time. This is not something I wanted. There was no notoriety that I was after. I was not trying to be a part of the fucking Chicago scene. I was not trying to get booked at Berlin for $40 and a bottle of fucking champagne, which was probably Moet, not even real champagne. And I called him and he's like, well, that's my friend. This is someone I really love. This is someone I really fuck with. And it just got really upsetting to the point where I recorded Alexzone just, I don't know, off the rip, two-party law, what the fuck ever. I don't give a fuck. I recorded him, and I recorded him saying all this weird shit that, Boy Sim would never, Boy Sim loves you, blah, blah, blah. And it just got way too fucking much for me because it reminded me of the situation where James Bischoff suddenly learned that I was talking shit on him with someone who was talking shit on him. It's not like I randomly talked shit on James Bischoff. James Bischoff and Alex fucking Bailey had already fallen out. So, it just reminded me of this entire fucking situation, and I did not fucking like it. This is not something I was drama about. This is something okay, y'all are playing my mom's songs at parties to fucking laugh at me, obviously. It's not to be fucking cool or funny, it's to fucking laugh at me. This is already someone who's known around fucking Chicago for hunting down 18-year-olds and I don't know. Alexzone is a whole fucking weirdo. I want nothing to do with Alexzone. The Where You At song happened in 2016, before any of this shit happened, before he groped my boyfriend, before ex-boyfriend, before he did all of this shit that I don't know. I don't want to be tied to Alexzone. I don't want nothing to do with Alexzone. That whole shit is fucking weird to me. I don't like how I was dragged out to Chicago, promised gigs, promised all this stuff, and it's really just his friends tossing me a night at a drag night, which I'm not a drag queen. Can I get that clear? I'm not a fucking drag queen. Much love to drag queens. I love drag queens so much. But I'm not a fucking drag queen. So why would I be performing at a fucking drag night for $40 and a bottle of champagne when this man promised me he went to management school? This man promised me that he could push me a lot further in my career. He didn't do that. Instead, he pushed on my ex-boyfriend's dick the day after he proposed to me, the night he proposed to me. This man, I don't know. There's so much I don't fuck with about Alexzone. And for him to keep trying and pressing this relationship with me he knew anything about me in the know. He didn't know anything about me. And I made sure of that because I don't fucking trust strangers on the internet. Everything I did tell him was a goof. But yeah, fuck Alexzone. I'm never gonna work with Alexzone in my life. I would be careful if you do work with Alexzone. There's a lot of up and coming girls I see that are being collected by him, just as I was collected by him, in order to gain access to younger twinks and make them seem like he's in the know with them. His entire music career is a sham. Entire music career. I don't know why this man is doing all ages shows. I don't know why this man is, coming across as something he's not. If I was 19 in 2020, in 2020, I was 19 turning 20. He was about 26, 27, I'd have to say. So if I'm 27 now, that means that Alexzone is at least 34, 35, trying to be a fucking hyperpop star. So that's why I don't fuck with Alexzone. I would love to get Alexzone in here so that we could talk about everything, but I think he has blocked me. So I'm gonna look through my requests again.